Round 2 of the Hamilton career mode takes us to China. So as I've said in one of my other career mode videos, this is probably one of my favourite tracks, and well, after a sort of disappointing result on Australia, I'm hoping for probably a win here. But you can see straight off the first corner, actually we're down to 6th, but we managed to claw that back to about 4th after taking corner 3 quite well. So yeah, again, we're not really that good at qualifying. The AI, even on 95 Legend, seems to be really good at qualifying on this game, which is well, sort of good, but at the same time it's sort of unrealistic, because of course in real life Hamilton is meant to be quite good at qualifying, as we saw yesterday when he put himself on pole for the 68th time. So here we are, we're going to finish the lap in 4th. Yeah, a cheeky little corner cut, but we didn't gain anything. So yeah, 4th place. So yeah, it's going to be probably our usual position. Well ahead of the Red Bulls, but just behind Raikkonen. So yeah, hopefully we can gain positions from there. You can see the grid order there, and yeah, it's just the usual grid order. So yeah, as we skip onto the race, and it's actually raining, so I don't know, I said before I didn't really like the rain, so I don't know. We'll just see how the weather changes through the race, we'll see. So it's the grid again. So yeah, actually it dries up towards the middle of the race, so it should hopefully be, well, a 1 or 2 stop, hopefully, from the inters onto maybe the mediums or the softs. So it depends where it dries out really. So yeah, here we go. 5 red lights, and away we go. So we get a mediocre start, and actually Ricciardo is going to go around our outside, and actually we've tagged him, we've done a massive slide, we managed to catch it. So much like Verstappen did in Brazil last year, that was a brilliant catch in my opinion. Ricciardo actually is checked by Raikkonen. We're going to get Ricciardo around the outside, we're going to get Raikkonen up the inside, and actually out of all of that we've actually gained the position, but we have lost time to the leaders. So that's sort of what I wanted off the start. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that massive slide there, but we managed to save it, which was alright. Quite a good save if you ask me, but you can see as we cut on to the end of lap 1, we actually haven't closed in on the top 2, and you can see I said we weren't that good in the rain, and Raikkonen's really pressuring us as a result. We're going to try to hold it all around the outside. I mean, we were slightly ahead going into the corner, so we managed to defend the position. We squeeze him out because, of course, remember, in my career mode I was squeezed by Magnussen onto the curb, and it allowed him to get the traction around my outside. So I mean, on this game, well, you can't really touch the curbs, so I had to make sure I squeezed Raikkonen that ride. You can see running slightly wide there, that's going to lose us a bit of time, but we sort of dropped. Actually, Ricciardo's actually got ahead of Raikkonen, so I forgot to note that. So we must have squeezed Raikkonen out so much that Ricciardo slipped ahead of him. And cutting on to the end of lap 3, we actually set the fastest lap, and Ricciardo is still ahead of Raikkonen. Yeah, so I'm cut on to middle of lap 5. You can see he was just closing the top 2 down, so actually we're actually having some pace, which I didn't really foresee, and we're actually 3 seconds ahead of Ricciardo. So Raikkonen and Ricciardo still scrapping out for 4th, so it means that we are, well, the top 3 here scrapping for what will be P1, which Bottas currently holds. Of course, he won the first race, so if he wins this as well, I mean, he had a brilliant start both races, from 2nd on the grid here and 3rd on the grid in Australia to get into the lead. So you forgot to note that really off the start, but here we are now. We're going to try to get Vettel. We're going to get the rich mix, and we're going to brake late. We're going to squeeze him wide so he doesn't hold it around the outside. I don't really have time for going side by side with Vettel. I just need to get a move on in this race, because this should be a race I should be able to win. So here's Bottas just ahead. So yeah, we're closing him down, and yeah, I mean, we've sort of dropped Vettel a bit, so see if we could overtake him now. So yeah, just closing him down ever so slightly, and hopefully down this straight we might be able to get him. So you can see he's just getting a good run. As we go onto this long straight, we're going to open rich mix. We've got enough fuel. Are we going to be able to get him like we could Vettel even so he is in a Mercedes, he's going to be slightly faster, but it's not going to matter. We do exactly the same move we did on Vettel. This time actually Bottas holds it a bit around the outside, but unlike the Ferrari, he just can't get as good traction. That's what I found. I mean, the Ferrari on this game has amazing traction. So you can see there, yeah, actually by lap time we haven't really dropped him a lot, but you can see it's drying out, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. We go wide, and Bottas is now going to pressure us a bit. So as we go on to lap 11, it's not quite time for dries, but actually Bottas is in the pits. So, yeah, I mean, our teammate's in the pit, so I wonder if he's on fresh inters or going on to softs. So, actually he's pitted onto fresh inters, so that's quite interesting. So, it means it's still not probably time for dry tyres, but I would have thought that in the next lap or so, it would be. So you can see Vettel's really pressuring us, and well, it's going to be interesting. We have to probably get this right. It's either this or next lap, which maybe the lap after, where the mediums will come into the play. So you can see now a bit slower than our best, and here comes Vettel. Vettel's not going to give us the rest. So we say box this lap. So, and just as we say box this lap, so just as we say box this lap, Jeff gives us an alternate strategy, but we're not going to go on that one. It's an easy one stop from here. I don't see a point in making it a two stop. We'll just slow us down. So you can see they're pitting onto the medium tyres. And oh, Valtteri Bottas is in the pit. So yeah, he's really blundered the call. So he's basically done a 2 lap stint on the inter. So he's basically wasted a pit stop, which is such a shame because he was fighting for the lead. So you can see now we're setting the fastest lap, but then Vettel responds with a second a lap faster. And actually, 2 laps later, he's going to throw it up the inside. And look at the traction he gets on the inside. We can't hold it with him. We're going to try to get it down this straight. Raikkonen isn't that far behind, actually. He's only 5 seconds behind. But the Ferraris just seem to have the overall pace over us today. See, yeah, he just drops me really quickly. And Raikkonen's managed to close in mentally about 2.5 seconds as well. So right now the Ferraris are really putting pedal to the metal, and Raikkonen by lap 23 has already caught us up. So yeah, really dropped off the back of Vettel. So we're just gonna have to try to hold our position for now. Raikkonen actually swipes us a bit, and I mean obviously he didn't want to be squeezed like we did to him earlier this race. So he threw it up the inside, and that's us up into second again. As you can see now, just trying to defend from Raikkonen. Trying to keep second place. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if Raikkonen gets ahead of us, he will be in the lead of the Drivers' Championship as it stands. Bottas is in 6th. Vettel in the lead. He's not really challenged right now because, of course, he crashed out last race. But Raikkonen will be on 36 points. We will be on 30 points if we let him pass. And look at that traction up the inside again. We tried to squeeze him, but it doesn't matter. We have to actually dive up his inside. This is actually a joke now. I mean, normally the outside line gives you much more traction, but the Ferraris don't care. They're just going to... So this time I'm actually going to try the inside line, see if that actually how it helps. It actually does a bit, as we saw, don't really give him much room, but it helps a bit more. So maybe on this game the inside line gives you quite a lot of traction. There's actually Raikkonen goes wide, we squeeze him onto the curbing, and he misses his braking slightly, and he goes wide, but he's straight back on us. So to be able to recover from that and not lose any time is quite impressive. See, Vettel is long gone. He's overtaken, he's lapped quite a few cars now. To be honest, we're actually not really gaining on the lap cars, which is quite disappointing to be honest, but we're just trying to defend from Raikkonen. Right now the Mercedes is not the car. Well, not the best car. I mean, Bottas proved with a win last time, but at the end of the day Raikkonen was bearing him down really quickly, so yeah, here we are. Trying to defend from Raikkonen. Yeah, this makes me contemplate. I mean, if 95 Legends this fast, I might have to drop it from Master for now. But I mean, it is a new game, so I mean, it's going to take a bit of getting used to. But we actually caught up to the back of Ericsson, blue flags, and we go around his outside. He actually holds up Raikkonen a bit, so that's going to help us out. But with no time, Raikkonen, yeah, you can already see now he's closing us down again. Through the sector, the Ferraris are really strong. So you can see now. We go down this long straight. Raikkonen's going to try to get us. He's going to move to the inside. Can we hold it around the outside with traction? He's actually quite a bit ahead of him, but he still gets better traction than us, which I find quite odd. We tried to squeeze one to the curb, which is a bit naughty, but I just don't understand. I mean, we were well ahead of him. We went around the outside of him. He just gets so much traction. So maybe there's a tip in this game. I don't know. We have to take a higher gear, but as we go past Palmer, it's the last lap, the final straight, and Palmer's actually held up Raikkonen. So our fellow Brits doing us quite a good job, and as a result, we're probably going to take second now, unless we muck up the final corner. But yeah, the Ferrari just gets so much better grips. I don't know if it's me taking that corner in a high gear, but I mean a low gear, but yeah, second place, not bad. So as we wait, you can see Ferrari win the race. Definitely they had the stronger car, and Vettel, I mean, in the dry he was just electric. I think he won by about 14 seconds in the end. There was no really challenging him.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags have dominated the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
So you can see Vettel and Raikkonen sit on the podium. So last time it was me and Bottas first and third. So yeah, Ferrari going to close us down in the constructors.
Moving on to the driver of the day then, Anthony Davidson. Who would you go for?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
On to the constructors then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow.
You can see Force India also get quite a good result in the constructors. And as we actually look at the championship standings, we actually, 3 of us are tied for 33 points, and you can see then Vettel has moved ahead of both the Red Bulls. He's on 25. You can see the constructors there, and that's going to be it for this episode. Next will be probably the career mode in Bahrain, because we've done 2 of these on the chop. Hope to see you there.